Right, chat. Welcome. Excuse me, jeez. I'm excited to play something a little different today. I have to like refresh my brain with the rules because it's gonna be a bit to remember how this works. Because I played 20 strong when it first got it, and I played like one time, and I think I did it wrong too. But I think we'll figure it out. I think we'll figure it out just fine. Just want to look for something really quick. But hopefully everyone's doing well. 22.3 seconds. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, we can shuffle this up. All right, switching off of YouTube music. Okay, so Tiger Forever, welcome. It's good to see this OG being played. This entire series is something for everyone. D20 strong. Let's go. Oh, the internet's a little bit slow. It'll catch back up. Actually, very intrigued by the Nemesis, but Tainted Grail is my throw my wallet at it game to play first. I love it. I have Tainted Grail first edition plus expansion, have played badly so far. Small version may scratch the itch better. As far as Nemesis, it's a game I put in a very long list to buy. Maybe this version will also make for it. Friday, I will be getting the rest of Arkham Horror 2.0 Investigators and new 2.0 Matt. More than likely, my only money I'll spend on it. Nice. The board game beard, welcome to chat. I want to get an Arkham Horror, but there's only so many giant card games someone can get. Yeah, I mean it's good. It scratches a different itch, but it will be a lot, especially early on. It's gonna be a lot. Cloudspire is my favorite 20 strong, but I haven't played it in months. Yeah, I heard a lot of people like it. I heard some people say it was too easy and whatnot, but I don't know if it was actually too easy or they were playing wrong. So I don't know. We'll see. Right, we'll see. So yeah. So may have to wager a $10 pledge, whatever, for a D20 30-second all right chat. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, I like all of them. The only thing I haven't really messed with is the Baba Yaga like deck, like this one. I haven't really messed with this too much. So I don't know how that is. The original ones I've done I did a lot in the beginning, but I haven't done much in a while. And then the Tanglewood stuff I did a lot more with. So, but I'm excited for the Etherfields version, or Etherfields, what is it? The Awaken Realms one, that's what I should say. And they're crushing it with stretch goals right now, which is crazy. Because we got, what do we got? Heroes, dice, whatever, foil and boxes, whatever. Another hero, some more Etherfields cards. The box looks slightly better, but that's gonna go in the trash, so I don't really care. Yeah, I don't even know where the core box. I think the core box for the other ones are just doing the trash. I don't even think I have them anymore. Etherfield stuff, Tainted Grail stuff. The core chip upgrade gets metallic paint. It's not metallic itself, I believe, so just important distinction. Embossed decks is fine. Some more heroes, Universal Hero, some item cards, which is sweet. And then I want some more Etherfield stuff. Like they're really leaning into Nemesis, but I want Etherfield. So 20 strong scratches, seems to scratch any player's level of itch and enjoyment. Yeah, there's a little bit of something for everyone, which is what I've really kind of enjoyed about it, which I think has been really good. It's crazy that the all-in gameplay bundle now is like $220. That's wild. I mean, I get it, but God, that's wild. Oh wow, strategist now $850. Jeez. I remember when the strategist pledge was like $200 or $300 in the very beginning. Man, imagine getting that nowadays. You'd be crushing it. Though I think you only get the core box or something. Like it's a little iffy. You still have to buy other stuff. But the strategist pledges are just crazy to get. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it regardless, and seeing where it goes and whatnot. Because, like I said, I really like the games. So, and then I assume they're going to do more later this year, because it seems like they come out with a good amount. Because I think this game is, I wouldn't say printing money for them, but as close as you can get to printing money. So I'm excited for whatever the future holds with it for sure. So I'm hyped for it. Um, but yeah, like I said, I have to refresh my brain. Like I know how the game works, but all I remember from this is that the towers are different with how it works. Like everything's done off of towers instead of like just like fighting and attacking. So I have to remember that. So, but I'm sure we can figure it out. I'm sure it won't be too bad. But yeah. So anyway, I hope everyone's midweek is going well as well. It's been a busy day for me, super busy. That's why I don't know how long this stream will last. Well, we'll see how long the game lasts. It might take an hour long anyway. We're trying to relearn everything, so which is all right. We'll figure that out. So I think actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into this pretty quick because I want to remember how to do it. I saw Desperation latest Sentinels of the Multiverse expansion has a few copies available on Amazon today if anyone interested. They had some more on their main site, but they sold out again already. That's crazy that it's already on Amazon. I feel like Amazon now, like people are just dumping stuff on there. And then so they don't have to deal with like shipping and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I get it. It's a good deal for them, so. What would you feel a good game fit for a 20 strong adaptation? I still think they should do Burn Cycle for it because I think it could work. I think it'd be kind of weird, but it could work. If we're pulling in different games, I don't know. I really feel like you could slim down anything. Like it wouldn't shock me at some point if they figure out how to work with like the Gloomhaven crowd or something like that. Like I don't think like base quote unquote basic games that are just like an Agricola or something like that. I don't think that would really work super well, but I'm sure they could figure it out if they really wanted to, you know. But I don't know. I don't know past that. Like they'll never do something from Fantasy Flight for sure. But I feel like any of those big board campaign games, they could probably figure those out, you know. I think they could figure those out. All right, let me pop down to the tabletop really fast. Get this set up. Okay, because it's gonna take us a little while to set up and do everything and whatnot. So I like how it has like the Dies tutorial thing, and it's still not up on Dies. It's been a while. All right, so to win Cloudspire, you must defeat all the conflict cards from the enemy faction as well as the enemy boss. That's easy. If you lose all your life, you die, you're done. Link, welcome to chat. D20 saw the Winning Hand podcast, and it was a good time, dude. I'm happy you enjoyed it. It was so much fun. All right, so key areas, 10 key spaces, button and bugs for small footprint, like yeah. I mean, they could do like Dragons to Etch and Stone with the lore per se, and like upgrade things if they really wanted to. To defend against the march. Oh wait. The left and right columns have 3 spires. Okay, all right. Card faces. I remember. All right, so we have to choose our hero. So my thing is, I like birds. So where's the bird faction? That's what I want. There it is. Look at that. Is this working? Yeah, look at that beautiful bird. Huge buttons and bugs fan. I have to try it still. I don't really like Gloomhaven, but who is it? Joe that did the design for it. I like him. So, all right, we'll do Jalana Nestor as our hero, and then when we select our hero, wait. 1 to 9 birds. Places so that we have our hero side stuff. We'll do that in a second. Actually, we'll just do that nice. So we have the dice. We are going to use metal dice. There it is. 3. You can roll 3 times for whatever that's worth, and 1 recovery. All right, cool. All right, so now we need to find mini heroes. Find the mini hero with the same faction as your hero, and then freely choose 2 additional mini heroes. So We gotta find our bird mini hero. There it is. Darb, my favorite. I love Darb in the game. He's the best. So we have our main bird, we have Darb, and then we get to choose 2 more. I like the idea of lizards, and let's definitely do lizard. I feel like lizard should be done. Grove Tenders, the Nora, the Grige. Let's do Horizon's Wrath. I enjoyed Horizon's Wrath. Okay. So we got them. Now, allied conflict cards. Find the 15 conflict cards whose faction matches these 3 mini heroes with the card's reward side face up. So we need Heirs, Uprising, and Horizon's Wrath. So not the Grove Tenders, not the Grige, not the Brahmin, not the Nora. All right, Horizon's Wrath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goes on this side. And Heirs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goes on this side. And not the Shada. Not the Keel. All right, the Uprising. And we get these 5 as well. Cool. Okay. So find the 2 cards among the conflict cards that match the Spire name on your hero and set them aside at the moment. So I'm Heirs. I'm looking for Regal Outlook. So there's 2 Regal Outlooks, and they get set aside for the moment. Add the 3 mini heroes to the 13 remaining conflict cards and shuffle them with their mini hero and reward sides face up to make a market stack. Place it as shown, which doesn't help because there's nothing placed there yet, but that's fine. So we take all of these cards, and we're going to shuffle all these bad boys up. And this will be our soon-to-be market stack, which we'll place over here. Has anyone else played this? Out of curiosity, if I make the rules mistakes, you'll all be like, hey, you messed up. All right. So this is our market with Darb on top. I don't know if that helps us. Okay, so who's the boss? Set aside the bosses associated with the 2 allies. So we had Heirs. Shoot, what were they? Heirs, Horizon's Wrath, and Uprising. It's not the Uprising. And not Horizon's Wrath. So these get set aside. If you aren't cheating, you aren't winning. Solo game. Hey, Billy, how's it going, man? All right, we'll just pick an enemy at random. Nora. Okay. Or Naora, sorry. And then randomly select one of the remaining 6 hero boss cards, place a show, returning the other ones to the box, including the 2 others set aside. All right, so these all get thrown away. I want to get Etherfield stuff. It got me interested in the game, dude. It's a lot of fun. It's a long game, and it gets kind of simple-ish, but it's a lot of fun. All right, so enemy mini bosses. Find the mini boss whose faction, and then randomly select 2 more mini bosses. So we need to find Naora. Oh wait, mini bosses. Naora, and then we'll do Grove Tenders and the Grige for funsies. And then they get their cards, right? Yeah. Find the 15 conflict cards that match. And add the 3 mini bosses and the 15 to make a deployment stack as shown. Okay, so this is going to be our boss that we're going to fight. We're going to put off to the side. We're going to be on the bottom. We need to find not the Creole, not the Shada. Shada would have been good too. 3, 4, 5. Grige, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not Brahmin. And Grove Tenders. I think that's the rest of them. Oh, wait. It doesn't go to that side. It goes to the other side. Not bad. What's your favorite? Hey, Blue. My favorite so far is probably one of the Tanglewoods ones. I don't know if I have a favorite out of them, but I think they're all pretty good. Oh, shoot. These are supposed to go to the other side. But I think they did a good job with Tanglewoods. This one I need more like plays with to like feel like if I get it yet. You know what I mean? But I think they're all good in their own like different ways. At least so far. All right. Put that in. That will be their stack. 1, 2, 3. I think we have enough room. We're good. Put those over there. Okay, cool. So that's our deployment stack. Things are going to come down here and work their way down and try to kill us. Check the boss's global effect. If it requires the use of a tracker chip, use as instructed. If not, return the tracker chip to the box. Any other activations only when the boss is active. So it says set the chip to the purple one. So we'll do it on the purple one right there. Tanglewood's red is brutal. Which one's the red one? Place your spires. Place the set aside 2 spires in 2 of the Danny's 6 locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So we can take our 2 spires, the Regal Outlook. Now, what's going to happen is, oh, green doesn't show up great. But green and blue are going to be on the card. So those are the dice we get to load in there. And in each spire's fire phase, the spire may apply one of its dice to any active enemy. So I think we want the Regal Outlook further down because as they come in, they can only attack like orthogonally. So as long as we're far away, we can keep attacking them over and over and over. So I think that's the way we want to go. Keep them far away for now. Draw a number of cards from the market stack equal to your strategy stat and place them in your inventory. So our strategy stat is 3. So we get Darb, Rubble Rouser, and Shadow Skiff. Famous Stocker, thank you for using Prime Sub, dude.
20 strong.
20 strong, baby. 16 months, dude. Appreciate the support. Thank you. All right. So they have their rough like setup thing of what it looks like. So we're good there. Market stack, inventory, discard, banished dice, exhausted dice. So we have our dice all in here. And we'll be good to go. Hero cards, health, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so the way it's going to work is activation. We have the cycle enemies phase. In this new phase, you may exhaust dice from your dice pool. And we'll put exhausted dice up here. To rotate the stack. So I don't remember what that symbol is. I think it's a new symbol. All right, some enemies now have an activation effect which trigger immediately when the enemy is activated for the first time and often allow enemies to bypass normal restrictions. So this one is just minus heart. So I guess it just does damage to me, which stinks. I don't like that. So let's exhaust a die to get rid of that. So that goes on the bottom of our stack. Okay, the web thing has the same exact thing, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. Riding bloody. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so that's fine. Advanced enemies phase. So we move any enemy in the middle lane to the bottom lane, any enemy in the top lane to the middle lane, then activate the top enemy from the deployment stack and move it into the top lane. All right, so the web guy activates down. So this will be step 1, step 2, step 3, right? I need a nice play map for this is what I need. However, if the rules above would move an enemy to a space where there's already an enemy, you don't. So that's fine. Deployment fails. That's whatever. So that's during damage suffered from this enemy cannot be reduced by dice loaded onto spires. Okay, good to know. All right, cool. So then there's enemy stacks. We'll worry about them later because we don't have to worry about that just yet, which is fine. All right, so the first step of the strategy phase is to place spires. So you may activate one or more spires from your inventory and place them in any of the open spire space. Each space can only accommodate a single card. So we do have 2 and a hero, which I don't think we could do much with Darby yet, so we'll figure that out. So the skiff says it's a blue and yellow. Gorlock's my level play in that series. After each activation, you may swap the positions of this spire and another active spire. If you do, you may load a blue and yellow from the exhausted area set to a miss onto this spire. All right, so let's put that there. And then Rubble Rouser is a red and a green. At the start of each spire's fire phase, you may re-roll any of the dice loaded onto this spire. So we'll do that there. Cool. All right, so commit dice and then roll dice steps. So instead of just like attacking the enemy, right, we have to put things on spires is how it's going to work. So I think we for sure want to roll 3 greens because we have 3 green spots. This is one of the few times where misses aren't the worst thing in the world as well, because misses will also let you defend. Because if they just attack one onto a spire, it just kills the spire. So misses will help defend it. We'll put the red on here too. And then we'll do 3 blues. We're just going to try to load everything, I think, and see how that goes. So, step 1, rolled some dice. All right, so we have a critical, a hit, a hit, a hit, and 3 misses. So, I want the green on critical here because that can hit any active inventory. Lord of the Rings is the only 20 strong would make me snoop. That would be a pretty good one too. I think we'll do the blues on there too with the regular hits. And our second step, we can re-roll because we have 3 we can do. The red got a critical, which is big. The other green got a critical. The blue got a critical. Oh, we should roll a yellow too. Actually, you know what? We're going to hold on to this to defend. And yellow hopefully fails. Oh, no, it didn't. Shoot. I actually wanted that to fail. Okay, that's fine. So, apply dice step. Before you can apply to enemies, the dice must first be loaded into the blueprints on spires or heroes, following these 2 rules. Oh, that's right. I forgot heirs have one too. After each activation, we're not on activation yet, right? Oh, that we are. After each activation, you may load a die from the exhausted area pool onto any active spire set to a miss, adhering to the blueprint. I don't remember what the hero one does, but that's all right. We'll do that later. I kind of forgot to do that. All right, so a die being loaded must match. Only spires except missiles. Missiles can be loaded onto spires, never heroes. These can protect you against damage during the resolve step. Blueprints limit how many dice in which you can have. End this step when all blueprints are full or you no longer wish to load dice. For more information about blueprints, see page 32. So most spires and heroes have blueprints. Each blueprint can have a single die loaded into it to enable spot to attack or absorb damage. When a die is loaded into a blueprint, it simply place the matching die image. Yeah, we couldn't do purple, right? Purple misses cannot be used. We didn't have any, so that's fine. Some effects, we're gonna create blueprints. That's fine. I don't remember what the blueprint is. For example, the water tower does that. Okay, I think that's fine. When you gain them, however, they do not count against your inventory. Oh, they don't count against your inventory. I actually had another one. That's good to know. The abilities of mini heroes in your inventory can be used at the time described in their text. Okay, so we can use that whenever. I'll put the spire in next time. That's fine. All right, mini bosses, discard, draw keep rewards, endgame. Okay. So, Spire's fire phase. Loaded dice showing hits may now be applied to enemies. These dice deal damage as normal, and enemies are defeated by this damage as normal. However, the layout of the cards restricts which hits can be applied to which enemies, unless otherwise stated. You can only apply a hit to an enemy that is orthogonally adjacent to the card with a loaded die. This means that hits loaded onto your hero can only be applied to enemies in the bottom line, or bottom lane, sorry. And hits loaded into spires can be applied to enemies in the same row. Missed loaded during the apply step dice are not applied during this phase. Okay. Wait, I can't apply the miss? I thought you could. Whatever. All right, so we do that. We're not at the resolve phase. We're at Spire's Fire. So the Regal Outlook says in each Spire's Fire phase, this Spire may apply one of its dice to any active enemy. So we want to hit this guy that's up here because he is active, anyone that's in one of these slots. So what we can do is a crit, which is 2, another crit, which is 2. We can't use multiple ones, but that's fine. You may reroll any of the dice loaded onto the Spire once. Oh, wait, can you not load the misses? Oh, yeah, misses loaded during the apply state are not applied during this phase. Okay. So at the start of the Spire, okay, so we could re-roll that, but that's fine. After each activation, you may swap positions. Yeah, I don't want to do that. In the Spire's Fire phase, apply 1 die from the exhausted area to each active enemy set to a attack. In the Spire's Fire phase, apply 1 die in the exhausted area to each active enemy set to a regular attack. Then place Darb to the deployment stack. Next time this enemy would activate from the deployment stack, instead banish Darb. Okay. I don't want to use that yet because I might need Darb for the future. All right. So every enemy that has an eligible target attacks. You may choose freely the order in the target attacks. However, okay. However, once a particular enemy begins attacking, it must apply all the damage it can, whether it reaches the maximum defined by its damage or its stats or whatever like that. As in the Spire's Fire phase, they can only hit orthogonally. Now, hey, Beast, how's it going? Yeah, this is the Cloudspire one. Now, the one thing with this is that this card has the active effects trigger on it, which is this one. So some enemy cards have activation effects, which trigger immediately when the enemy is activated for the first time, and often allow enemies to bypass normal restrictions. Oh, that was in the very beginning. Sorry, it should have done the 1 damage. I was down to 2 life left. Man, I have like no life. Okay. All right, so suffer damage. We did that. He can't attack anyone orthogonally because there is no one yet, so that's fine. Misses loaded into Spires. 1 point of damage removes 1 miss from a Spire's blueprint. Exhaust any dice removed in this way. You may switch an enemy's target after a loaded miss is exhausted. Spires. A Spire is defeated if it suffers 1 point of damage, but a Spire can only suffer damage after all loaded misses have been removed. When a Spire is defeated, it is turned sideways, and you don't discard it till whatever. Each point of damage dealt to your hero gets -1, so we're down to 2 life. We do need to take care of this guy super fast. After effects resolve as normal. He doesn't have any. He just says during damage suffered from this enemy cannot be reduced by dice loaded into Spires. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, so exhaust all dice applied to defeated enemies as well as dice that were committed but not loaded or applied. So they stay loaded in, right? Do not exhaust dice applied to undefeated enemies. These dice and their damage carry over. You may choose whether to exhaust dice loaded into your Spires and hero on a die-by-die basis. Any such die you do not exhaust are simply left loaded for the next round. So no, I think I'm fine with what it is. So now we can recover dice. We can recover 1, so we'll recover our 1 die. Undefeated enemies do not move to discard, but instead remain in place for the next round. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then that's it. That is it. All right. So we keep going through this cycle over and over and over. So, hey, CyberJace, how's it going? So I'm going to go back through. Make sure we do this. So we can cycle the enemy. I think we're going to keep that enemy for now. And then advance enemy, move everyone down. So he's going to move to this spot. This one moves here. That is a after effect. So that only gets applied after, right? Trigger during the resolve phase. All active conflict cards trigger their after effects if they have them, even if they're defeated. Okay. All right. So that just deals with purple ones. We don't have much to do with purple, right? I thought this would like rotate, but I don't think it does. I think certain cards just make it rotate, right? Yeah, I think that just stays. Okay. So we moved them all down. So we got that going for us. And then now, cycle enemies, advance enemies, move any enemies in the middle lane, blah, blah, blah. So we did that, right? And we're good to go. Activation, some cards have the activation thing. So that, again, does 1 damage to us. Man, we're already almost dead. This bird, man. We'll need to figure that out. Oh, but this can heal us too, which is nice. Okay. All right, so then how do you get more stuff from the market? That I don't remember. I think that's just done when it says it, right? Oh yeah, then draw 2 cards from the market, keep in 1. Okay. All right, cool. So we place the Spire step. We're gonna build this one now. After the suffer damage step, if the Spire is defeated, you may immediately exhaust 1 die from your dice pool. Okay. So we'll put the rebuilt ruins there. And then we commit dice. So we'll do a green, 2 yellows. This one we'll leave. We don't have to do it yet. Oh no, we want 2 green. Oh, we don't have 2 greens because they have damage on them. All right, that's fine. All right, we have a yellow crit, and a yellow miss, and a green miss. So we'll roll them again. Is there a second roll? Yeah, we'll keep the hit. Third roll is another crit. Let's go. Okay. That's actually gonna be massive for us. Okay, so we have that. Loaded dice showing hits may now be applied to enemies. These dice deal damage as normal, and enemies are defeated by this damage as normal. However, the layout cards restricts, blah, blah, blah. So we can do as much as we want. So what we'll do is we can use a yellow from here and deal damage, right? Bam, done. So enemy that is, so we, sorry, so this will be exhausted in a bit. So we defeat this. It's an instant. So we could do 1 here, 1 here, or 2 here. We're going to do 2 on the health to get back up to 3. Then draw 2 cards from the market stack, keeping 1. So we have an equipment. We could place this equipment in available Spire location and treat it as a Spire. When it is defeated, discard all adjacent non-boss enemies, including those enemies under other enemies. Oh, wait. Place this equipment in an available Spire location and treat it as a Spire. When it is defeated, discard all adjacent non-boss enemies, including those stacked under other enemies. Okay. So that could defeat that, which could be nice. Or before the suffer damage step, load 1 die from the exhausted area into each active Spire set to a miss, ignoring its blueprints. Then place this on the deployment stack. The next time an enemy would activate from the deployment stack, instead banish this card. Yeah, we'll probably do Usul. The mark stack keeping 1. Does the other one get discarded, I guess? I think so. Hold on, let's see what happens with the market stack. Because when you have to choose one, you draw a number of cards after you decide which cards to draw. Or the cycle to the bottom of the stack. Okay, cycle just goes to the bottom. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so we defeated that one. Then we can fire 2/4 onto this. And we're good to go. Okay. Misses lower than Spires will deal damage. So this is knocked out as well. Cool. So this is a single use that we'll get, which is fine. Spires defeat. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. After effects. So after effects are resolved as normal. So let's just read through that really fast. So all after effects, including on defeated enemies, resolved at one at a time. So this is discard this enemy and exhaust all dice applied to it. Then search the discard for a defeated Warbriar and add it to the top of the enemy's stack. I wonder how you get the bottom of it, though. Because that's what I want. That seems weird to me that you can't get that. Discard this enemy and exhaust all dice. Whatever. All right, so discard this enemy and then exhaust all dice applied to it. Then search the discard pile for a defeated Warbriar. Then search the discard. Oh, there is no discard for a Warbriar. So that's fine. Okay. And I think we get to keep this card to eventually do. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So after effects, we did that. Exhaust all dice applied to defeated enemies as well as all dice that were committed but not loaded or applied. So this all gets exhausted as well. And then this card, we did the instant on it, so we're good there. You may choose to exhaust dice on your cards, whatever, and then regain dice. Okay. And then we can recover one die. I guess we'll recover the green one for now. And then we're good to go. Cool. Okay. Okay, so now next round. Cycle, we're not going to cycle that. This has a during effect. In the suffer damage step, this enemy is considered to be adjacent to your hero. Oh, we want to defeat that as soon as possible. Actually, we do want to cycle that. That's a crazy strong card. So let's cycle that. Conduit. After each applied dice step, exhaust all dice applied to this enemy. Okay. So conduit, you want to kill as fast as possible. Okay. So enemy advances. So he goes there. That's fine. Strategy phase, we could place spires. We have none to play. That's fine. And I don't think we want to place any. That's before suffers damage. Actually, you know what? We'll use Taproot to get +2 heart, right? Because he's got a 1-use ability, so we'll get 2 more life onto here, going above our total life. All right. Ucell and Darb will hold on to, I think, for now. So play spires did commit dice. So I need a bunch of yellows, which we don't have. Oh wait, after each activation. So we'll do, okay, so after activation, we'll put one onto, well, it's still going to kill it. That doesn't matter. Hmm. Is that something that we worry about yet? Because after the activation, we could put a miss there. I don't know if that matters. That's fine, I think. Actually, what we could do is you may swap positions of the spire and another active spire. If you do, you may load a blue from the exhausted area set to a miss onto the spire. Now, we'll let that go for a little bit, I think. Okay, so commit dice. We don't have any yellows, but we have a green, so we can commit a green to it. All right, single hit. Was it 50-50 shot? I'll keep the single hit. Okay. Roll dice applied. All right, Spire's Fire. Okay. So he has nothing to fire on. We could take one from each of these, which is what we'll do. So we'll do 2 greens and put them onto here. Because we may apply one of its dice to an active enemy. And that's it. Nothing else is going to happen. So now we have to suffer damage. So he's going to deal 2 damage here. After each apply... Oh, wait, that's after each applied dice step. That comes off. Wait. I want to rethink that now. Because that's not good for us. Hey, White Rabbit. How's it going? How's the class? So far, so good. I don't want to apply anything because each time we do that, yeah, I think we're going to actually just let him be because we can attack him next round with a good amount of damage. Okay. That's fine. Actually, then what we should have done, maybe we'll rewind this slightly. Yeah, let's rewind this slightly because I wasn't thinking about this. So what we'll do is after the activation, you may swap the positions of this spire with another active spire. If you do, you may load a blue or yellow from the exhausted area set to miss onto the spire. Okay. Then we apply the dice and whatnot. Then we do Spire's Fire. This does a crit of 2. Then we can do 1 green onto it and then kill it. It's probably what we should have done in the beginning. I just wasn't smart enough to figure that out. So that's dead. We don't suffer any damage, right? Every enemy that has an eligible target. Because yeah, we don't suffer any damage, right? Undefeated. Yeah. So it's not undefeated. All right. So it wouldn't do anything, which is fine. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice. So these get exhausted. Recover dice. And then we gain the rewards. So the rewards are either 2 life or recover 3 dice. We're going to recover 3 dice and we get to recover 1 as normal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Though I played the core box, this seems like it has way more going on. It does have a bit more, but it's not bad. I'm just like really off with this game because it's been a while since I've done this. And then you do the cleanup and get rid of everything. Okay. There's just like a bunch of things you have to read. It's not super crazy, but it's good for sure. I like it. Okay. So now the void is going to come in. And he's got that activation thing again, which is resolved. I forgot when. After the activation step, I think. Some of the enemies have activation effects, which trigger immediately when the enemy is activated for the first time and often allow enemies to bypass normal restrictions. So it's activated the first time. He's going to do this, take away 1 heart. When this enemy is defeated, a spire adjacent to this enemy is also defeated. Oh, that stinks. Okay. So he's going to come into play. He's activated, so he deals 1 damage to us. So we're down to 4 health. That's fine. All right. So strategy phase. We don't have any spires to place, which is unfortunate. So now we can start committing dice. All right, so we want a blue, a yellow, and a green. I think that will be good for now. We don't have any more yellows. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll roll these. We get 3 rolls. First one is all misses. Let's try it again. Second roll. Oh my god, all misses. At least some hits. You would think that would be impossible. You would think wrong. Actually, we're not even going to put the green one on there. All right, so we apply the dice. This is going to get exhausted. Okay, so Spire's fire. He can't fire anything, so that's sad. But that's fine. Then we're going to do 1 attack and 1 attack onto the void. Because they can fire from anywhere, only 1 die. After each activation, you may load a die from the exhausted. Yeah, that's fine. We don't want to do Darb yet, so that's fine. Okay, so now we suffer damage. Now, the only thing good about getting these misses is that he does 2 damage to each side. It's going to be 2 off of here, so that's fine. We don't lose it. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice, recover dice, game rewards. There are no rewards. We get 1 die back. We probably want blue, so we'll do that. All right. After each activation. So now he slides down here. This one comes here. This enemy activates the bottom lane, stacking itself on top of any enemy already there. Bottom lane. So Skitter is just going to like pop right down there. Right? Because that's the bottom lane. Yeah, that's the bottom lane. So there's no enemy there. So that's fine. That stinks because he's going to start dealing damage to like everyone. Okay. So we have that. So now the strategy phase, we have to place spires. We have none to place. And we got to start doing crazy amounts of damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's roll. We have no yellow. We'll roll a blue and a green. Okay. We'll roll these 3. Man, we have no purple. All right, we have a blue crit, which we'll put here. A blue hits. This will be good because that's enough to kill that one. And a green miss. We'll roll it again. The second roll. It's a miss. Third roll. Roll. It's also a miss. We'll keep it on for defense right now. Okay, so now Spire's Fire. What we're going to do is at the start of each Spire's Fire phase, you may re-roll any of the dice loaded onto the Spire once. We need a hit, baby. All right, crit is even better, I guess. Cool. Hey, Captain, how's it going? Yeah, we're doing all right, but it's going to go poorly soon. So, Spire's Fire. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So he is dead, and we'll get his rewards in a little bit. And this one is going to be 2, 3, 4. Okay. Cool. So suffer damage. They're dead, so they don't suffer any damage to us. So we're good there. After effects, there are none, so we're fine. Exhaust dice. So we are losing so many dice, which is sad. Recover dice, so we get to recover one. We'll recover a red one, I guess. Gain item rewards. So this is an instant. We can either gain 2 life, increase this, or increase this. We're going to increase this so we can get 2 each round moving forward. Then draw 2 cards from the market stack, keeping 1. So we get Minaret and Gunboat. In Spire's Irefend, the Spire can only apply low dice to non-adjacent enemies rather than adjacent ones. Well, Gunboat is good. After each dice roll step, you may change 1 unapplied die into a miss to a hit. Oh, that's sweet. After each roll dice step, which I have 3, you may change 1 unapplied die from a miss to a hit. I like that a lot. And this goes on the bottom. Okay. And then this one, we can either gain 2 life or recover 3 dice. I think we're going to recover the 3 dice, right? Because that's, I just think, going to be more powerful for us and much more useful. So we need blues and greens. We'll do 2 blues and a green. Okay, cool. I'm not sure why, but I bounced off the core box. I always had terrible rolls. I get that. It could be tough. It could be tough for sure. We're now like struggling because this is like a lot to deal with. So the next guy that comes in is going to have several enemies on him. Deploy from the deployment step, for example. Okay, resolve it. Deploy the next enemy from the top of the deployment step by placing the enemy under the card. So this goes under. Creating the enemy stack. Continue adding the cards to the stack as long as the deployed card has an effect. So a third one goes on. So we're getting 3 enemies, which is rough. When the top card of enemy is relevant to play, blah, blah, blah. When the top enemy in the enemy stack is defeated, the next enemy in the stack is revealed and activates on the same space. When a new enemy activates in this way, you ignore the plus icons they were observed in the beginning. All right. So yeah, we're going to get hit with this stack, which is going to just keep working its way down, unfortunately. So we'll have to figure that out. Okay, so after each activation, you may load a die from the exhaust area into any active spire set to a miss. Oh, wait. First, we're going to put this one here. The minaret. Place that spire. After each activation, you may load a die from your exhausted area onto an active spire set to a miss. I think we're going to do that and put Shadow Skiff on. Possibly that might help us. All right, so place spires. We did that. Suffer damage and then the spire's fire phase. Okay. So now we have to commit dice. So we might as well roll the red one again. We need 2 blues and a green because these guys can fire 1 die around. So that should be good. And we'll roll 2 purples to try to get this one going as well. So we get 3 rolls. So first one is, what is this one down here? Okay, they're all hits. Green we may keep because green is usually a miss. So we'll do that. And then we'll roll all the rest. All right, so second roll. Ugh. All right, we'll keep a blue. And we'll keep a purple just in case. All right, third roll. Red crit, blue hit, and purple miss, which is going to get exhausted. Okay. So after each... Oh, we could have changed a miss to a hit, but I don't think we had any. We just had purple left, so that's fine. Okay. So we applied it. Just summer says is defeated. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what I want to do is in the Spire's Fire phase, apply 1 die from the exhausted area to each active enemy set to an attack. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to take an exhausted die set to an attack. It could be anyone, doesn't matter. Spire's Fire. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4. So he's going to get defeated, but this works a bit different with the stacks. So only the top card of the enemy stack is relevant to play out of time. All of the other groups, okay. Okay, when the top enemy in the stack is defeated, the next enemy in the stack is revealed and activates on the same space. Wait. Only the top card in the enemy stack is relevant to play at a given time. All the cards in the enemy stack advance as a group, but only the top card in the stack can deal damage and have dice applied to it, and so on. When the top enemy of the stack is defeated, the next enemy in the stack is revealed and activates on the same space. When a new enemy activates in this way, okay. So I guess it keeps going. So we I don't think we defeat it though. Yeah, I think cleanup is when we officially move the enemy, right? I'm pretty sure. All conflict cards that remain in your activator are both defeated and undefeated in the discard. Yeah, so I think that enemy stays? That's the only thing I don't know. Alright, first of all, okay. Colors must match. Only spires accept missiles. Lower dice now may hit applied enemies. These dice deal damage as normal, and enemies are defeated by this damage as normal. Defeated spires are moved to the discard pile along with defeated enemies. Yeah, so it's not. It doesn't. Okay, it just chills there. Okay. Because we don't remove it till the cleanup phase. So that's that. It's not going to attack because we don't suffer damage. Because it's defeated. Right? Hold on, suffer damage. Have I been doing that wrong? Yeah, of all undefeated conflict cards. So it's not undefeated, so we don't suffer the damage. Okay. That's weird. I hate how some of these rule books are worded. It always makes it seem more complicated than this. It's eligible target attacks. So they don't have an eligible target because they're defeated, I believe. So we're good there. All right. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice. So these all get exhausted. Recover dice. So we can recover 2 now. So we'll do a purple and a blue. Yeah, we'll do 2 blues, actually. Yeah, we'll do 2 blues. Okay. Exhaust dice, recover dice, gain item rewards. So now cleanup, this goes away. After the dice roll step, you may change the result of one of your unapplied dice to another result. Okay, that's fine. All right, cleanup, that goes away. So we have the new guy in. We don't keep adding enemies to him because we already did that. So you don't like do it over and over and over. So we could cycle the enemy. We're not going to do that. Advance enemy. So he moves down here. Now, the next time an enemy would activate from the deployment stack, we just banish Darb instead. So Darb is now gone. So it gives us like an extra little bit of room to deal with things, which is nice. Okay. Oh boy, we're running out of dice quick. So we have to get blues. We got to do some blues here. So we'll roll our 2 blue. Wait. After each roll die step, you may change one unapplied die from a miss to a hit. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. All right, a crit and a hit. We'll roll again second time. Try to get a crit on this. It's a hit. We'll try to get a crit. It's just a hit. Okay. Did everyone have a good day? I did, man. How did you all do? Okay. Spire's fire. So we'll do the crit, which is 2, 3, 4. So he's gonna be dead. We don't suffer damage, right? Because he's defeated. So that's good. Okay. So that's good. Exhaust dice. We recover dice, so I guess we'll do the red and purple or red and blue. Man, we need to like get more dice. We gain our reward. And this guy, this enemy activates the bottom of the lane. So he's just gonna move down. Okay. Well, he's gonna move down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So after each activation, all right. So this moves down, he moves down, and he gets an enemy on it, which is gonna be rough. Jeez. Okay. The suffer damage step. This enemy is considered to be adjacent to your hero. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I think this is going to start knocking out a lot of spires here. I think we're going to have some issues. So, after your activation, you may load a die from the exhausted area into a miss. I think we're going to do that. We're going to take a purple. Well, do we want to put a miss on there? Because we could put a miss on there if we don't think we can do enough damage, which I kind of don't. Like, I need to take out this guy first, for sure. And he will allow us to recover more dice, which would be huge. No, I don't think I'm going to do that yet. I think that's all right. I think we'll keep going with it. Okay. So commit spires, nothing there. Commit dice. We'll do the red. We'll do our purple, and we'll do our blue. Get 3 rolls. First one. Crit purple is good. Actually, this is good. Wait, is it good? Um. Hmm. Do we want to re-roll the blue one or not? Because that could do 2. That could do 1. That could knock it out. That's going to leave this guy, though. Who's going to take out one of my regal outlooks if I don't do anything about it. Ugh. But I can't do enough damage regardless to this guy. What's been your favorite 20 strong box so far? Probably any of the Tanglewoods ones are good. I'm gonna re-roll all of these. Yeah. Okay. Last one. Okay, so they're both hits. So what we're gonna do is use the Mugwump guy. So after the dice roll step, you may change the result of one of your unapplied dice. Sorry, it shouldn't be applied. To a result of your choice. So I'll put in the crit one. Okay. So now Spire's Fire. You may re-roll any one of the dice loaded into this spire. I don't want to do this spire. After activation, I don't want to do that. Okay. So this is going to do the 2 here, which is fine. Hey, Keith, how's it going? This is going to be doing 2, 3, 4. So he's not attacking, but he is. Now, they hit both adjacent enemies, if I remember correctly. Every enemy that has an eligible target attacks. You may choose freely the order and targets of these attacks. However, once a particular enemy begins attacking, it must apply all damage it can. So, as a Spire Failure phase, the layout of the cards restricts which enemies can be targeted, and enemies' target must be orthogonally adjacent. Okay. Alright, so he's going to deal 1 damage to this guy, which blocks that, and 1 damage to him, which takes him out. So I lose a Spire. Okay. Then, suffer damage. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice. These get exhausted. That does not. Recover dice. We get to recover 2. So I'll do 2 blues. Yeah, 2 blues. And this will allow us to recover 3 dice. So we'll do that. So 2. Let's do let's do 2 blues and a green. No, we don't need 2 blues. We need a green, a yellow, and a yellow, probably. No, we need 2 greens and a yellow. Okay. Oh, boy. We're struggling, chat. Oh, this is adjacent to our hero as well, so he does 1 damage to us before I forget. All right, so this stack moves down. He comes in, enemy under him. Him, we need to, like, one-shot, basically. All right, you may load dice from your exhausted area into any active spire. Oh, boy. Okay, this song needs to stop. Let's see. After each activation, you may load a die from the exhausted area into the pool. After each activation, you may swap this. If you do, set it to miss. No, this is all fine. Because we kind of need to go do some major damage to these guys. And he's got another one under him. He's got a tough guy in him. Okay. All right, let's roll some dice. All right. Before the suffer damage stat. So we're going to take our greens, our blues. We don't need the purple, yellow. We're going to try to do some massive amounts of damage here. Hopefully. Put a green there. Blue there is fine. Roll the other one. Second roll. A crit on a blue is nice. A yellow hit could be good. Oh wait, this doesn't keep that stuff. So let's put that there actually. And let's put that there. And then green is a hit. We'll put that on. Okay. Yeah, because he's just gonna kill this spire, which is fine. All right, so spire's fire. We will defeat this enemy. So that's good. He is going to attack this one and destroy this. So we lose a spire, which I think is fine. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice, so these get exhausted. Recover dice, so we get to recover 2. We'll do a blue and a green. Actually, no, we'll do a yellow and a blue. And he's dead. So we gain 1 spire or item of your choice from the marketplace. Rebuilt ruins. All right, let's do the gateway. That's fine. Okay. Oh boy. So activation, he moves down, this bunch moves down, and the Warbriar moves down. Okay. We need to start murdering soon. Okay. So we advance the enemies. After each activation phase, you may load a die from the exhausted area into active spire set to a miss. That doesn't matter. I think we're fine with that. So now we can place a spire. I'm going to put this gateway because it's going to kill this guy. Not kill him, we just discard him, which is fine. So, oh wait, he has a during effect. After each activation, exhaust 1 die loaded onto a spire. We'll exhaust this one. Okay. All right, so we're going to roll our last. Well, there's no reason to roll purple. We'll roll our blue. Actually, there's no reason to roll our blue either. We'll roll our yellow. A miss. A miss. And a miss. Okay, we'll put that one there because we can use. I think we can use as defense. Actually, I don't think we can. Actually, okay, so after the dice roll, we'll use Mugwump and change it to a crit. Because we can use that to attack. All right, so Spire's Fire phase. Our hero. Let me just double check how blueprints work. Each blueprint can have a single die loaded onto it and able to attack or absorb enemy damage. When a die is loaded onto the blueprint, it is simply placing a matching image. Yeah, so we can use it to attack. Okay. Okay. So, this is terrible for us. 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, we can't do enough damage. Do we actually put it here? 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have to put it here, actually. 2, 3, 4. And then, no, but we're going to die from that. Two, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Oh. I think this is how we lose. 2 bosses in a row is not ideal, it turns out. The reason being is because, well, I guess we could survive against this. We just lose our best card with the Rubble Rouser. So if we put this here, we can do 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to it and knock him out. And this, in the exhaust dice step, all dice applied to this enemy are exhausted. So like we can't even carry over damage, which is terrible. Yeah, I think it must be done. So, okay. Okay, so we'll apply 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Just gonna knock him out. Nothing to him, nothing to him. So suffer damage, we won't do anything here. He's gonna deal 3 damage, knocking this spire out, and knocks this spire out. After the suffer damage step, if this spire is defeated, you may immediately exhaust 1 die from your pool to undefeat it. I don't think it's gonna help us. He would deal damage to this one. When it is defeated, discard all adjacent non-boss enemies, including those stacked under the other enemies. So this gets removed. Okay. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice, all those go away. Draw 4 cards from the market, keeping 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rebuilt Ruins, Rubble Rouser, we want that for sure. And probably the Minaret we want. These get placed on the bottom. Then we get 2 life. So this goes up to 5. He goes away. Okay. We have to gain 2 dice back. So a red and a purple, I guess. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. All right, so activation. Yeah, he's gonna move down. He comes in, and he's got an after effect which we'll have to deal with. That's fine. Warbriar. We have Warbriars, don't we? Yeah. So just 1. Okay. Okay. Place spires. We'll place the minaret there and the rubble rouser there. Okay. Apply dice. We'll do these 3. Get to roll 3 times. I guess we do the blue hit. Well, no, because we need like massive attack. I mean, this guy's just gonna murder us. Let's try rolling this again. We need some crits. Actually, it doesn't even matter with a crit. Yeah, we're gonna try it anyway. Crit blue, which I don't think matters much. Red and purple last roll. Purple, red. Okay. Spire's Fire. Unfortunately, we just can't do enough damage to him. Because even if you apply the dice, the way that this guy works is just such a pain. Because basically, he has a during effect. In the exhaust dice step, all dice applied to the enemy are exhausted. So like he just like heals himself crazy over and over and over. Which is absolutely terrible for us. I don't know how to deal with that. Plus, he's got a card underneath. He's got a conduit underneath too. All right, so Spire's Fire. Discard this enemy. I mean, there's nothing to do. Because even if we do this, he's gonna discard himself anyway. So there's no reason to deal damage to him. Yeah, whatever. All right, he's gonna deal 3 damage. It's gonna knock out all of this. 3 damage to me brings me down to 2 life. This is going to discard this enemy and exhaust all dice applied to it. Then, which doesn't make sense because you can never kill it, but whatever. Then search for the discard Warbriar and put it on top. Oh, Warbriar comes in. All right. We get 2 dice back. I guess a green and a yellow. And this deploys down. After each activation, exhaust 1 die loaded onto any spire. I guess the purple one. All right. Roller 3 dice. It doesn't matter. We're going to lose. Purple, I guess that's fine. Misses. Hit and a miss. All right. Spires are fired. There's nothing to fire at. He's going to attack, deal 3 damage, kills our bird. Oh my god. That guy was so rough. So rough. Ugh. Whatever. Whatever. I mean, it was fine. It was good. But man, I feel like that was a bad combo. I wonder if any of the heroes. I'm not going to be able to play again, but if any of the heroes are just like better. Like the Grove Tenders recovering 3 could be huge. Actually, they could be really good. The Shrubbery. That might be a really good one. And the birds with their towers are actually pretty good. So that could have worked out a bit better maybe and been fine. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, just if the weird thing is with the towers, because you can only damage on your row, right? And like this is not in our row, which is fine, I guess. But like this is just exhausting things. He comes in, Bishop. We still had another guy that was gonna be tough. I don't know. That was tough. I'm trying to think what else we could have done. I mean, really, his issue is just all dice supplies enemy are exhausted. Like, just the fact that he heals, so you have to deal 5 damage right away. Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. We also, I think, had a round or two where we used so many enemies, and that was probably not great because I feel like we used a ton. But yeah, I will say Cloudspire is fun. Like, I enjoy it. I just need to play better with it. I think after a few more plays, I think I would get a bit better at it. But yeah, it was definitely enjoyable. It's just, man, that's tough. That's tough. And some of the rules were a little weirdly worded. I'm not 100% sure if I was getting it right. Especially with the damage stuff. Because I feel like they shouldn't damage you when they're dead. So, yeah. I think I did that right. It just says every enemy, though. So that makes me feel like I did it wrong. Because that's every enemy that has an eligible target. But when they're dead, they shouldn't be able to do that. So I'm pretty sure I was fine with that. Yeah. Some minor effects such as the drilling outpost. Hmm. Just want to see if there's any other rule, but I don't think so. There are universal heroes as well. I don't know how good they would have been. I don't think amazing. Maybe. Actually, no, I think they'd be harder. But oh well. All right, chat. That's enough of that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that playthrough. It was nice to play 20 strong again, though. Like I said, it's been a little while, so it's always a good time to play it because it's been a long time, sadly. But I do want to get to the table more because it is a game I enjoy a ton. So hopefully I can, but we'll see. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. I appreciate you all hanging out with me and doing this. A little bit of a shorter stream, but I don't think I can handle another one. Well, can I handle another one? I feel like we got the rhythm down. The setup's a little long. I guess I could do it. I guess. You could go too. You could go too. Does anyone that has played know like a good combination? Because I feel like our combination was terrible. All right, so I need to get them all to the same side again, right? Yes, I need to do that, I guess. I don't even know. I don't think it matters. Okay. All right, so these are our mini bosses. Mini boss, mini guys, whatever they're called. These are our heroes. Hero. Mini boss. I gotta figure out where everything goes. I play it just once, but the gunboats are clutch. As far as this bike can only apply low dice to not. Yeah, the gunboat was interesting, and the other one that did it anywhere you want it was interesting as well. Yeah. It's coming out. I'm wondering if they tweaked 20 strong rules. I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be pretty consistent across the board. Now, it doesn't mean that it is, but I think it's supposed to be. Hive is a rainbow one. That's fun. Okay. Okay. For the old Arkham Horror camp, what would for old Arkham Horror campaign investigator scenarios? Like how old? Like blister pack old or like the big box old? Big box, you want I should be the Shada. The Shada is usually pretty legit. Um like Scarlet Keys. Scarlet Keys isn't bad. You really want Dunwich and Carcosa are pretty good. Um Scarlet Keys isn't bad. The Hemlock Veil I think is better. Scarlet Keys has some weird things going on. Um and the Forgotten Age I think is pretty good too. I think that's worth looking into. Okay. Let me get some energy drink. Because that'll help. Solar Sentinels, the base game, it's a base game. So Solar Sentinels still comes in a small box, but if you buy the base game version, it has the dice and whatever in it. So you can get that. Or you can get Tanglewoods Red, which also comes available in the base box that gives you the dice and the tracker. So, kinda. This doesn't have to be, but it generally is. Does that make sense? I want to recover dice. I like the idea of the Grove Tenders. Oh, wait, he only has one life? I don't like the idea of the Grove Tenders anymore. Where's the Shada? When a Spire would be defeated, you may -1 to ignore the damage and all remaining damage dealt by the enemy. That's not bad. Hemlock Grove got okay, yeah, that one's pretty decent. I like the idea of recovering more dice, right? I feel like that was good. The fission is pretty solid. Actually, cram is pretty good too. Maybe we do that with the Brahmin. Because when you suffer damage, you reduce it by 1. So that could be pretty good. So let's do that. So we get the Brahmin guy in there, Awash. Let's do, what was the really good one that you said? Gunboats. What's gunboat a part of? Horizon's Wrath. So let's get Horizon's Wrath back in. I still like the birds. But instead, let's do like the Shada or something. Yeah, the gunboat, yeah. All right, so now we need to do our stacks. So we need Shada, Brahmin, and Horizon's Wrath. Shada, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brahmin, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uprising, Errors, Nora, Grove Tenders, Grove Tenders, Grove Tenders, Nora, Grige. Horizon's Wrath. The Uprising, the Uprising, the Uprising, Grove Tenders, Heirs, Heirs, Horizon's Wrath, Horizon's Wrath, Horizon's Wrath, Heirs, Horizon's Wrath, and the Uprising. Alright, so Lance Launchers we get right away. Alright, so Lance Launcher get set aside. These all get shuffled up for a marketplace. Okay. Oh, Creel goes in there too. All right, so boss is his and like 2 others, right? 2 more and you get their cards. Okay. So for boss, we'll shuffle and do 3rd one down as usual. General Eco. Okay. And then we'll do 2 more mini bosses. So those get put away. Wait. No, those are the ones we do want. These get put away. So we need the Creel mini boss. 2 more. Uprising and Grige. So Creel, Uprising, and Grige. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uprising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Heirs. Grove Tenders. Namora thing. Grige. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And these all get shuffled up. Okay. That goes up there. We get 4 health, 1 roll, 2 recovery. We can put our Lance Launchers, which says in the apply dice step, when loading dice onto this spire, you may change the result of 1 die to a hit. When the spire is defeated, immediately exhaust 1 die from your dice pool, which stinks. All right, let's put them in the middle. Let's see how well we can get that going. And then in the beginning, draw to our strategy, which is just 1. So we draw Shadow Skiff. Okay. So, we get all of our dice. We could put the mugwump on the bottom, but we don't know what comes after that. It might be worse, but I think we're going to, because I don't want to deal an extra bad guy. Okay. After the Spire's Fire phase in which you defeated this enemy, it is not the only enemy you defeat that phase. Exhaust all dice applied to this enemy and undefeat it. Oh, that's terrible. All right, now we gotta get rid of that guy too. Okay, that's fine. So, what we'll do is advance the enemy. He advances. Oh, God, there's already a guy there. All the way down here. Oh, wait. Set the chip to 8. Before you suffer each damage phase, you may reduce your heart by any amount to reduce the chip by the same amount. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. I see what that is. We have to deal with that later. Okay. So we're gonna place our skiff here. I tried getting into this game today, but the core we're sold on Amazon is any good. It depends which core you get. So if you get the Solar Sentinels, it's pretty basic but good. The Tanglewoods Red is probably better. I think you can get it on their website. It's probably your best bet. But I do think it's very good. But yeah, I heard people say this was easy. I question those people. Okay. Yeah, Tanglewoods I think is better. Let's do... Actually, wait. Let's do Shadow Skiff. Nah, he's fine there. I think. Actually, I don't know what's better. Because this guy, like, I can't move him. No, I think that's good. I think we actually want to do that. Okay. So, we want to roll... Or two... We want to roll a yellow, a bunch of blues, and some greens to load everything up. Or load up as much as we can. Oh my god. This one didn't roll. Alright, so we only get one roll, which is sad, but fine. Put the crit on there and put the yellow so it can block that hit. We'll put a blue here, a blue here, a green here, and these are going to be exhausted. Okay. So that's that. Now Spire's Fire, he's going to fire 2 onto here, and it's just going to hold on to that, which is fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so that's Spire's Fire. Suffer damage. 1 damage gets put here. That blocks it. He does 1 to us, but we may reduce the damage amount by 1, so we'll do that. After effects, there are none. Exhaust, dice, all that fun stuff, whatever, cleanup. Okay, we're good to go. So, he moves down here. He gets 2 cards underneath it. And that goes there. So nothing can attack him yet. That's fine. That's going to be a pain to deal with, but we'll deal with it. We get to commit dice. We'll do another... Oh, we have to recover a die. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Because we want a blue and a yellow. And a green. Please have the blue be a hit. Alright, it's not. Put the yellow there. Put the green there. Cyber Jace, take care. And the blue just gets exhausted. Spire's Fire. No damage is done. He attacks. He blocks. Nothing else happens. We get to recover 2, so we want a blue and a yellow again. All right. This moves down, and this moves down. In the suffer damage step, this enemy is considered to be adjacent to your hero. Okay. Okay. We want to commit a blue and a yellow again. Roll this once. Oh my god, an attack and a critical. Actually, that's fine. So Spire's Fire. We're going to do the crit here, which is going to take him out. Then we're going to do 1. Non-boss enemies do not grant rewards when defeated. Well, they're all going to be defeated, so I don't think he does his thing. Okay. In the suffer damage phase, we reduce it by 1, so that's fine. Nothing happens there. Does the Doring affect if he's dead? I don't think so. Actually, I don't know, to be honest. I'm going to say we doesn't. We're just going to make it harder on ourselves. So these ones are dead. So he's dead. We don't get his thing. We draw 4 cards from the market, keeping 2, and then we gain 2 health. So we're up to 6 health, which is solid. Draw 4 cards, keep 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Flame Harness. In the Spire's Fire phase, you may apply 1 die from your dice pool set to an attack to an enemy adjacent to your hero. Okay. Enemies adjacent to the Spire have -1 health, minimum to 1. That's pretty solid. Anytime, place all unbanished dice. Okay. Place room in the deployment stat. Oh, that could be good. At the start of each round, if this spire is in your inventory, choose 1 active spire to gain a red for the round. At the end of the round, any die loaded that is exhausted. All right, I like the water tower. The drilling outpost is interesting. At the start of each round, if the spire is in your inventory, choose 1 active die to gain a red blueprint for the round. At the end of the round, any die loaded onto the blueprint is exhausted. So he can just gain a double, which is solid. All right, we'll hold on to that. These go on the bottom. Hey, Cap, how's it going, man? Okay. So place spires. Oh, wait. No, that was all that. So now they move. If this enemy does not have at least 2 dice applied to it, -1 health. Okay. We'll put the water tower up there, I think. And the drilling outpost we can chill with. We'll keep that in our inventory. Because at the start of each round, if this spire is in your inventory, choose 1 active spire to gain a red blueprint for the end of the round. At the end of the round, any dice loaded onto this blueprint is exhausted. Oh, so we lose both of them. I get it. We have to kill the militia right away. And we have no purples. Jeez, we have no purples. Did we ever recover dice? I don't think we did we? No, we never recovered any dice. Like an idiot. Okay, so we have to recover 2 dice still. That will change things. So we'll do 2 blues. Okay. Sorry, we were going a little too fast because I'm trying to figure out this drilling outpost thing. I think we put the drilling outpost up here. Because we do need it to start dealing damage to things right away. Or we do it down here and try to take out this enemy pretty fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do it. Possibly. Oh boy. Okay. I don't think it's going to go well. All right, so we'll do this, green, and 2 blues. Come on, we need a crit and a hit on yellow and red. No, it did not work out good for us. All right, that we're going to put there. No. That we're going to put there. Crit's going to go there. Crit on green is solid. Blue is solid. Blue block is solid. Okay, so Spire's Fire. He's going to deal 2, 3 damage. They're going to deal 2, 3. And he's going to block. Because he can't deal damage. So, he doesn't attack. He doesn't attack. He deals 1 and 1 to us as well. Okay. Then after effects, that's fine. Exhaust dice, so all the... Oh, wait, no, he still has life. So I'm sorry, he takes out these 2. And we would block that one. So he's dead. At the end of any resolve phase in which you lost life, you gain a life. All right, so we gain that card. Recover dice. We need to recover a green and a blue. Thank you, Beast. Bro, we're gonna get like skunked right away again. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's that. We lost a health, so we'll gain health during the cleanup. This is at the end of the resolve phase. And we lost a life. Okay. So they all move down. I need to roll a green and a blue because it's all I have. They're each a hit. So we'll do a blue and a green. Yeah. This is how we lose. God, we're going to lose right away. Because Spire's Fire here. And then they're going to deal damage. He's going to take out this guy. He's going to take out this guy. He's going to deal damage. He's going to deal 1, but I only take 1 of the damages. And whatever. And now, because nothing can move, I go down to 4 life. Sorry, I should have recovered these. A crit and a block. So I can finally deal damage to him. Then he deals damage. He deals damage. I take down to 3. Exhaust and recover. So I'll recover 2 blues, I guess. Add a multicolored blueprint to your hero. Okay. So he gets a multicolored blueprint. That might actually help us. Okay. So then they move down. He makes us lose 2 health. We're down to 1 health. I can roll a purple and 2 blues. Purple hit. Blue hit. This exhausts. So Spire's fire. We could do a damage here. He does 1 damage here. He does 1 damage to us, and that's it. Yeah. God, we got destroyed. Because all of our freaking spires blew up. And even when we defeat this guy, we could recover dice or heal. And then the next guy would start dealing 2. And yeah, we couldn't move or do anything. This was only 2 damage on him. Yeah. Holy cow. We got skunked even faster. I don't know if that was just like a bad round or what. I don't know. That militia thing is tough though. Because when he gets defeated, he just deals the damage to us. I mean, we might be able to make it a little further, but we couldn't get any of our market cards. Oh, yeah, that was rough, chat. That was like a 10-minute loss. It took longer to set up. I do think the way to go is if we did Horizon's Wrath. Actually, if we do the same exact thing, but we put the Horizon's Wrath hero in, how strong is that hero? So I think putting the towers in that can deal damage anywhere is going to help. Yeah, I think this is the better hero to do. So wait, at Curiosity, if we did that way, kept the same stuff, right? Kept everything the same. And removed him for him. I think is the only change we need to make. All right, so what if we do it this way? I think that's fine, right? Because you're just swapping a hero for another hero. I think that's okay. Instead, we put the oh no, that puts the shadow skiff into play. What you really need is the gunboat from Horizon's Wrath. So we need to cycle for that hard. So wait, I have Curiosity. 3, a 2, and a 2. After each activation phase. Okay, so we put those in the middle, let's say. Okay. And shuffle these up. Let's just try this one more time. I want to see the Horizon's Wrath hero. So if the Spire's fire phase, Captain Timbard is considered adjacent to all active enemies, which actually could be really good for us. So he can just attack. All right, let's try that. Oh. Stream crashed for a second. Sorry, stream is coming back. Stream coming back? Yes. Yes. Come on, you can do it. Internet's super slow. All right, give it a minute. Come on. Oh my god. I think it's a sign. Twitch, I know you're working fine. Or mostly fine. Oh man, Twitch is lagging way behind too. Okay. All right, I think you're back, but YouTube is like a minute behind now. Stream got a solar flare, basically. Okay, I think we're mostly caught up. So, okay, so we have our enemy. No, I'm gonna shuffle that. That's just a bad enemy for us. Okay, that goes there. That's fine. That's fine. Now we get to draw 2 cards. Mini Harvester and Water Tower. In strategy phase, you may return up to 2 unapplied committed dice to the dice pool. Okay. And then Water Tower will put in there. Okay. So he's going to come out in a suffer damage phase, and when this is defeated, you take 1 damage. Okay. So we're going to roll a red die because we're going to try to get some on here. We're going to roll a bunch of yellows because I need a hit and a bunch of blues. Because I think that will work fine for us. All right. So a crit on the yellow is good. Blue, blue, blue. We'll roll one more time. Crit on the yellow. We won't apply that. And damage here. So at the end of the strategy phase, you may return up to 2 unapplied committed dice to the dice pool. So we'll put that one back. Okay. So now Spire's Fire. He does 2/3 damage. Oh, wait. He only gets 2 life. So we'll do 2 damage there. So he is going to be dead. In the suffer damage step, this enemy is considered to be adjacent to your hero. That's fine. So resolve phase, suffer damage, we don't take any. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice. So we just exhaust that one. When defeated, your hero loses 1 life. That's fine. At the end of any phase, we get to recover dice. This is the end of the resolve phase in which you lost life. We gain 1 back. Okay. So that goes on in perpetuity. Cool. Now he comes down with 1 guy underneath him. There. Now we can roll 2 yellows is what, or we're gonna roll 3 yellows. First roll, a crit, which is massive, and we'll roll these 2 just in case. All right, both misses. At the end of this strategy phase, which is what we're on, we didn't apply these, so put them back in our dice pool. Okay, so we're gonna do 2, 3, 4 damage onto him. There's no after effects, no nothing. These get exhausted. And he's dead. So we get to recover 2. We'll do a blue and the red one again. Gain rewards. So we get this. So after the roll step dice, you may change things. Okay, that's fine. Our phase which this enemy is defeated if it is not the only enemy defeated. Okay, so we have to deal with that. Okay. Now he moves down 1, she moves 1. She comes in and does 2 damage to us right away. So we need to defeat both of these enemies at the same exact time. 2, 3, 4. 2. Okay. So we need to roll a red, a blue, and 2 yellows. Wait, where's the other blue? I'm missing a blue? Oh, there was one in here. Oh, it was a crit. When did I roll that? Well, whatever. Wait, when did I roll that? It would have been a while ago, so we can't use it. Okay, so we'll put the blue in there, I guess. Okay. So we'll roll all these. We have to roll it twice. Okay, so a yellow hit is probably as good as that's gonna get. Because if we can get 2, a crit and a crit, or 1 crit, that works. So let's roll these again. We need one to be a crit. No, but that's okay. No, it's not okay. Oh, no, that's fine, actually. That's fine. And we will put that there for now. Okay. So now Spire's fire. So what we can do is that they have -1 life. That's fine. So we need to do 3 damage here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. This actually kills it because adjacent enemies have -1. Then we're going to do 2, 3, 4 damage. So it's going to kill both of these guys. Which is good because his after the Spire's fire phase, which you defeat this enemy, if it is not the only enemy defeated this phase, exhaust all dice to this enemy and undefeat it. So we did defeat 2 at the same exact time, so that works out good. We don't suffer any damage, so that's good. And after effects, there are none. We exhaust all the dice. Recover dice, we're going to recover this one and a blue one, I guess. Then we can gain 2 life or recover 3 dice. Let's do. Because we already. Wait, did we already get our 2 dice back? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Wait, yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Hey, Elman, how's it going? So we recovered. So this. I think we're going to get the 2 health. Brings up to 4. And then draw 2 cards from the stack, keeping 1. So this one, in each Spire's fire phase, you may apply 1 dice from your dice pool set to enemy or attack. Anytime, place all your unbanished dice in your dice pool. Oh yeah, we want that. That's fine. All right, so that is dead. We're going to recover, I think, the 3 dice. So 1, 2, 3. We are playing 20 strong Cloudspire. Okay, so the Echo Scout comes in. Now, we want to roll 2 blues and a yellow. And then we're going to roll a red on our guy. Yeah, 20 strong is good. It's very, very good. Actually, instead of the red, we're going to roll a purple. Roll these. All right, so we can get a crit, a regular. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we just need to do 3. We'll put that there. We'll roll a yellow one more time just in case. It's a hit. We'll keep that just in case. Okay. Not sure how it plays. Each box is different, so it's weird. The general gameplay is almost the same, but this one's a bit different. All right. So Spire's Fire, we're going to do 2, 3. This actually knocks him out because enemies adjacent to this have -1 health. So he's not going to deal damage. His enemy does not have at least 2 dice applied to it. It does, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so suffer damage. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice, so those get exhausted. Recover, so we can recover 2. We'll do a blue and a yellow again. Now, he adds a blueprint to us, which is crazy, because we're going to get 2 blueprints onto us, which is crazy strong. Okay, so that's that. We did the cleanup. We recovered dice. We're good to go. He comes down and deals 2 damage to us. We're down to 2. We have to remember to heal 1. He comes into play. Chat, remind me to heal 1 by the end of the resolve phase. So we're going to roll the red one because we have an extra blueprint. A blue and a yellow and maybe another blue. All right, so we have a crit, a hit, and another crit, but we're not going to use that, so that's fine. Another hit. Okay. So this, because of this harvester, any phase in the strategy phase when you have uncommitted dice up to 2, you can put it back in your dice pool. Hey, Metaphor, how's it going? All right, so now we're going to attack the Demolitionist. So we're going to do 2. He has -1 life, so he has 4 life. 3, 4. He's dead. Cool. He won't attack us, so we don't have to worry about that now. Now we have to suffer damage. There's no damage suffered. No after effects. Exhaust the dice. Recover dice. So we get to recover 2. We'll do the red and blue one. Yeah, red and blue. Then gain the rewards. So we can either heal 1, roll dice more. We're going to do the high recovery, I think. No, we'll heal 1. Or heal 2. So we go up to 4. Then we get to draw 2 cards from the market stack and keep 1. Oh my god, I want the other ship. In applying dice step phase, when loading dice onto this spire, you may change the result of 1 die to an attack. When the spire is defeated, immediately exhaust 1 die from your dice pool. Anytime, search the market deck for any number of spires and or equipment to add to your inventory up to the stat. Then place Mistbane. Okay, no, we want that one. Okay. So that's fine. So now we're going to heal 1 again from this card because I said I had to do that, right? Because we took a damage. Okay. Now at any time, I think we're going to do this right away with Mistbane. Well, no, we'll put the Mugwump in and then put this in. And then what we're going to do is play Mistbane. So Mistbane says at any point, search your market stack and or for any number of spires and or equipment to add to your inventory up to your strategy dice. So I want 2. We want those ones. We want the gunboat. Because the gunboat allows us, the spire can only apply loaded dice to non-adjacent enemies rather than adjacent ones. So we want them back here to be like firing up there. Actually, do we want 2 of them? Or we could put another water tower there and it makes everyone weaker. Actually, let's do a gunboat and a water tower. I think that's the better play. Because water tower adjacent, everyone comes in with -1 health. So we get these and then place this on top. So it gives us a little bit of breathing room there. Okay. Then we can place our spires. We want a gunboat back here and we want a water tower up here. Okay. So now, when we roll, he's got 2 blueprints. So we're going to do a red, a purple, do another purple, do a green for down here, do our 2 blues, and we have no yellows. So that's fine. Okay. We can roll up to 2 times. A crit, we're going to put onto there. A crit purple we'll put onto there. The green we'll put onto here. The red we'll put onto me. The purple we're not going to use, so I can get it back because of mini harvester. And we'll put the blue on. So the mini harvester will bring that one back. Okay. Now, Spire's Fire. We're going to do... He only has 2 life. Because enemies adjacent to Spire have -1 health. So he only has 2 life that we have to deal with. I am going to deal... I think I'm just going to hit him with a gunboat. And deal a 2 damage. And that's all we have to do. Because he has -1 on each side. Okay, so that's apply dice, all that fun stuff. Spire's Fire, okay. Resolve, suffer damage. He's not going to deal damage because he's dead, right? After effects, he has none. Exhaust dice, this gets exhausted. We now recover dice, so we'll do a yellow and a purple. Gain item rewards. And now this we'll deal with in a second. That's another roll step 1. So that one is if in the suffered damage step, the enemy is considered to be adjacent to your hero. When the enemy is defeated, you lose a life. Okay. All right, so their turn. This comes down. This would come down, but it's my guy, so it just gets discarded, which is fine. Okay. So now we're going to apply some dice. I'm going to roll a green because I'm going to try to get that on my guy. We'll roll a yellow and a purple to get one onto him. Now he's at full life, right? These only work on the adjacent ones. Excuse me. Roll these. Okay, everything missed. So we'll roll again. Hope for the best. All right, purple gets a crit, which is massive. And these 2 will put 1 onto here. And put that in a dice pool again because of the mini harvester. At the end of the strategy phase, which is what we are, that's fine. Okay, we get to put 2 back because of the mini harvester. It's a crazy card. So now we deal damage. So he's got 3 life. We'll do 1, 2, 3 damage? Yeah, we'll deal 3 damage this way. Okay. After effects, there are none. All right, so he's dead. So we lose 1 life, but at the end of resolve phase, when you lost a life, you gain a life. So we'll do that because of the uprising guy. These get exhausted, and we can recover 2. So we'll do a red and a purple one. No, we don't need purple. We'll do blue. And then again, this gives us extra life each round. So now when we take 2 damage, we get to heal 2. Okay, so now this one comes in. Oh boy. He gains 1. Now he gains 2. And gains 1 more. 1 more. All right, the stack is pretty big. So this is what we're going to have to deal with now. Okay. Interesting. And as they're defeated, they're not removed till the end. So we can't just like run through the deck, unfortunately. So we're going to have to figure that out. Oh boy. Okay. Um yeah. Okay. Oh. All right, let's do a red and a purple to get blueprints on us. We'll do a green for this card. We'll do a blue, and that's it. So we get to roll these twice. We'll roll all of it. Actually, we'll keep the blue on here. Green crit is solid. Red and purple we'll put on here. Again, he has 2 because of this other card down here. Okay. So, in the suffer, if your hero suffers damage, you must also discard an item from your inventory. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. So, he has -2 life because enemies adjacent to this card have -2. So he's only at 3. So we'll run a 1, 2, 3 damage. So he's going to be dead. So he's not going to deal any damage to us. So that's fine. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice. Recover the red and green one again. And then gain reward. So draw 4 cards. Actually, hold on, wait. During the suffer damage step, we're going to suffer damage. We're going to suffer 2 damage. Bring us down to 3. Actually, we're going to suffer 2, 3, 4 damage. Bring us down to 1. And I'll show you why in a second. This reduces this from 8 down to 4. We have to keep track of that. Okay. The reason we did that is because we took damage. So we're going to heal 2. So it's back up to 3. And then this is going to heal us 2 more. So it brings us back up to 5. Now draw 4 cards from the market stack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping 2 of them. Pillar of Fire. The gunboat's big. We definitely want that. Anytime defeat inactive. All right, I'm going to keep Awash too, and these go on the bottom. So he is dead. Okay. God, we have so many cards to deal with. So Spire's phase, we're going to put, or we don't have Spire's phase yet. We have activation phase. So this stack moves down. This comes in. He deals 1 damage to us. We have to remember to heal 1. We're going to play that. And now we need to make some moves. So again, the gunboat can't attack adjacent enemies, which is tricky. So we have to keep like trying to knock these out because the gunboat's not going to be able to deal damage to these guys. And what we might actually do is switch them eventually with the shadow skiff. We'll deal with that in a second. Okay, so we need to roll 2 greens, a perp. Actually, we're just gonna roll everything. The purple could go there, the red could go there, the greens can go there. Okay, we're gonna roll everything. Green crit is good. Green crit is really good. Red hit is fine. Green, we're gonna unapply that. And purple, we'll roll that. is a hit. Okay. Unapplied, 2 unapplied dice can go back. So, okay, we can defeat that right away. We're going to do some weird stuff soon. Okay. So, he has to get 3 damage onto him. We can do that with our Shadow Skiff. Oh, no, wait. We have to do 3 damage. So, we'll deal 2, 3 damage. He's dead. He only has 3 life. So, we'll deal 2, 3 damage. Yeah. Okay. They're not going to attack us. Oh, wait. Damage suffered from this enemy cannot be reduced by... Wait. Damage suffered by this enemy cannot be reduced by loaded into spires. Oh, we have to do damage a different way. With the Brahmin. Okay, wait. Damage suffered from this enemy cannot be reduced by dice. I don't know what that means. Damage suffered from this enemy cannot be reduced by dice loaded into spires. Oh, that's if we... Okay, yeah, I got that. Yeah, so we're going to do 2, 3. That's fine. He has 2 less life. So all of them are dead. So we don't suffer any damage. There is no after effect. We exhaust these dice. We get to get 2 back. So we'll get 2 blues for now. That's not going to matter too much. And then these are going to do stuff. So we get to heal 2. So it heals up to 6. Draw 4 cards. Keep 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start of each round, other spires adjacent to the spire gain a blue brief. Okay. We'll get the launcher and the pillar of fire, I think. So we'll eventually probably need those. Okay. So he was used and done. And he now draw 2 cards in the market, keeping 1. Drilling outpost, lance launcher. We'll do drilling outpost. Now let's just put a red die on something. Okay. So he also lets us do one of these. We'll increase your recovery by 3. And he's dead. Now, at any play time, we're going to do this. At any time, place all unbanished dice back to your dice pool, then place rhyme in the deployment stack. So all these come back in. I think we're going to do Awash 2. Yeah. We're going to do Awash as well. So at any time, defeat the active non-boss enemy. So he's defeated, which doesn't make a difference for us. And then this goes in the deployment stack. Okay, so everything comes down. He would get deployed and he gets discarded instead. If this enemy is defeated and there is a non-Sky Fox enemy directly beneath it, no, there is a Sky Fox. There's also a dice applied to this and placed on the bottom of its stack. Okay. Okay. So gunboats can't attack there. That's fine. We can just deal damage to this guy. Okay. Okay. So let's just roll a green to put one onto here. Actually, let's roll a green and 2 yellows and a blue. Because we're going to start getting ready for those guys. A bunch of misses. Actually, we could put the blue there. Roll it one more time. The green can go there for now. These, we can use this card. Where is it? Yeah, you may return up to 2 unapplied committed dice to the dice pool, so return those. Okay. So these can't attack this guy, but I can attack him. So that's solid. So he's dead. If this enemy is defeated, okay, we'll deal with that. Exhaust all dice applied to this enemy and place on the bottom of the stack. It is that, so we don't have to worry about that yet. All right, so we exhaust the dice. We can recover up to 3, so those come back. This allows, so what we'll do during this suffer damage phase, we will suffer 2 damage. It says down to 4. Actually, yeah, that's fine. This goes down 2, or suffer 2. This will let us heal 2, so this goes back up. That goes away. And then he's going to flip around there in a second. Okay. Now, everything moves down. Again, this gives us a little bit of break because there's only a couple enemies left to deal with. And there's one more under here, and we're going to have to defeat this twice. So we're going to roll a red and a purple. We'll just take those hits. That's fine. Attack phase, we're going to deal 2 damage on the here. It's going to kill him. If his enemy's defeated and there's only non-sky fight, yes. So this flips now. And that's fine. We can recover 3 dice. Easy as pie. Okay. Wow, this system is like super strong. Everything moves down. Oh, this goes to the bottom of the stack. Ugh, okay. Well, this is bad. I didn't think he would go to the bottom of the stack. All right, what we're going to do is roll these 3 dice. So we have to get rid of this skitter guy. And what we're going to do is, because we need 2 criticals, because these can't attack this guy. I guess what we could do after the activation phase, wait a minute, is we could switch it with the skiff. No, I don't think that matters, actually. Well, it kind of matters. I think we do that. I think we switch the skiff. So we're going to switch this. You may swap this position, the spire, another one. If you do, you may load. Okay. So we're going to move that there. So this way the gunboat can attack here and we could do some stuff. That works. Okay. So we are going to roll these plus blue and yellow. We're going to roll a bunch of dice. All right. Purple crit. We went on us. The red hit, we also are going to put on us. Purple, we're not going to apply. We're going to roll a second time. It's a blue, which we could put there, and that we're not going to apply. Those 2 we can return because of this one. What would you say is your hook? What would you say is your hook for your channel? My hook for my channel is basically more of a streamer that focuses on hot takes and being honest about things. That's probably it. Okay. So now Spire's fire. We could do 2, 3, 4 damage, which is going to knock him out. And that's everything. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So he doesn't do any damage. After effects, there are none. Exhaust dice, recover dice. Gain the reward, which is 2 health or recover 3 dice. Sorry. During suffer damage, we should have taken 2 damage to bring this down. And then this would heal us back up too. Sorry, I should have just done that from before. All right, so that's in there. He's going to slip to the other side and we'll deal with that in a bit. Shadows of the Past, that's true. I guess like weird things I'm also known for too. I don't really know. Okay. So now it's our turn again. After the Spire's fire phase in which you defeat this enemy, if it is not the only enemy to defeat this phase, exhaust. Okay, so we have to defeat both, which is easy enough. We can do that. So we want to roll a purple for this card, some yellows, and a green, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just one green. Roll the first one. This purple is fine. We're gonna roll all these again. A hit, hit, and hit. Let's do that. And put one of the yellows here, and this returns back to our pool. Okay. So we have to defeat both of these simultaneously. So this one we're going to do both on here to defeat that. And we need to do 2 damage onto him. So we'll just do it from the gunboat. Because he gets -1/1 for each one of them. Okay. No damage. After effects, that's going to be this. So that goes down there. They get exhausted. I have to deal 5 damage to that guy, so we have to figure that out. He gets knocked out. Recover dice. We get to recover 3. Gain item. 2 health, recover. There's nothing to do, so that's fine. All right, we're going to get to the enemy, which I think we can actually like smash pretty good. But we need to defeat everything, if I remember correctly. It said after the last enemy is activated from the deployment stack, add the boss to the deployment stack, then continue turns. If all enemies, including the boss, defeat, you win. Okay. Okay. So he chills. He comes down. He's going to end up in the stack. If this enemy does not have at least 2 dice applied to it, -1 life. Okay. So we need to deal a ton of damage. And we can do that, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to roll some reds, some blues. Bench's kids doing this. The first 2 games were rough. This one is much better. I feel like we're getting there. We could put the purples there. We'll roll a green too, just in case. Like, we have so much inventory stuff that it's gross. Like, we're so strong right now. The drilling outpost is sweet, but this mini harvester from the Brahmin is gross. Horizon's Wrath is great. The fact that we got Keel on top of it to add blueprint stuff, I mean, it's just nuts. Like, there's so many nuts things we got going on. All right, crit, we put on them for sure. Crit green, we put on us. So we have 2 crits. Purple, and we're not going to use the other purple. We rolled a 2 here just in case. We will put the 1 attack on there. And this one, we didn't use. So at the end of each strategy phase, which is where we're at, because we applied all the dice, return 2 to active dice pool. Okay. So all we have to do is 4 damage, 5 damage, and then he only needs 2 damage. So we'll do 1, 2. There he's killed a card art. Dude, it's phenomenal. So he's going to die. And he adds another blueprint to us, which is gross. Yeah, Captain Tinbeard. In the Spire's Fireface, Captain Tinbeard is considered adjacent to all active enemies. And if you just stack him with a lot of dice, you just deal damage over and over. Like, he's gross. All right, so these are going to go away. And we get to get 3 back. So 1, 2, 3. Add this blueprint. So we have another blueprint, Creel. Fighting against the Creel is so nice. And then he says draw 4 cards from the stack. Keep 2. Pillar of Fire. We'll do the Flame Harness, because that's probably good. And do Drilling Outpost. Actually, no. Pillar of Fire. It's fine. So at the Spire's Fire phase, you may apply 1 dice from your dice pool to an attack to hit an adjacent enemy. Okay. He moves down. He moves down. We would reduce our heart by the chip value, but we reduce the chip value to 0, so we don't have to worry about that. So now we just got to kill these 2 guys and we're done. So he has 3 slots now. So I think we're going to literally roll everything. Except for 1 yellow. The reason being is because in Inspired Fire phase, you may apply 1 die from your dice pool to a hit to hit an adjacent hero. Or hit an enemy adjacent to your hero. Alright, so we got a crit purple, which we can put on us. 2 crit greens, which we could put on us. A yellow attack, because I want to try to kill him. The Drilling Outpost is the start around the spires in your inventory. Choose 1 active spire in your spire to gain a red blueprint for the round. So we're going to add to him. And then the purple we can't use, but we get to recover it right away because of this mini harvester. Okay. So the Sly Fox, we are literally going to do the 2 damage onto him. So he's going to die. Now we need to do, it's 9, but it's 8, 7 damage we need to do to him. So these are all crits. All enemies are active. So that's 2, 4, 6. We need to do 1 more so we can use either one of the gunboats and deal 1 damage. And we could overkill by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more damage if we need to. So we'd even need our crits if need be. We have 1. Finally. Finally. Turns out Horizon's Wrath with Shada is crazy strong. I don't even remember what our other thing was. Oh, Brahmin. The Brahmin was like not even used. That's not true. The Brahmin got us the mini harvester. Brahmin, Horizon's Wrath, and Shada combination was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And the enemies, I mean, having the Keel enemy was massive for us because it gets us the blueprint hero thing, which is gross for Captain Tinbeard. I mean, it's so good for him. So yeah, holy cow. I can't believe we did that. But yeah, I will say, like I said, it's interesting the way that they did this one with like loading your towers and then firing. I kind of like that mechanic. It's weird. It doesn't feel like completely, maybe it is balanced. I'm just not good enough yet. But it feels a little weird. But man, they did a good job with this. The fact that all the factions can be used good and bad. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, that was good. I like that a lot. That was fun. Finally. Go-to games for travel. Dragons of Etchinstone is definitely number 1 for sure. If I have, so like, I have a big trip coming up, and I'm probably going to take that because like when I'm bored in the hotel room or something, which won't be too often, it's just easy enough to carry this box around, right? Quick Kinfire game? No, absolutely not. But 4 Northwood is good too if I have some space. Isn't bad. So I've been doing that. And I don't mind bringing the 20 strong stuff in the smaller box. In this box, like if I really want to bring a deck, because like I have dice in here, I have a rule book and whatnot, and I could just throw 1 deck in there. Wouldn't be able to carry all of them, but the box is so small that's kind of nice to carry. So those are really like my go-to travel. 4 Northwood, dragons, and 20 strong. There's some others I could probably do too, but those are definitely like my favorite ones, I would say. Oh, I gotta switch everything to its hero side. Can't find the Kinfire bundle anywhere. Hopefully they reprint it soon. Since I've been moving soon, they'll take all my household good stuff. What scenario would you grab from Marvel Champions if you didn't have your collection for 3 months? Oof. How many heroes can I have? One hero, one scenario? Marvel Champions, Sans Matt, Gloomhaven. I gotta check out Gloomhaven Bugs and Buttons. I really do. Marvel Champions scenario. I'd probably still go like Sinister Six. One hero for each aspect. Yeah, I'm so partial to spider stuff. That's probably the direction I would go. But I have to really think about that. Man, 3 months though is such a long time. Is Bugs and Buttons pretty like straightforward and easy? Oops. Grige. Oops, Grige. Grige. Creole. Thinking of doing okay. I remember when I moved to Guam, all I had was Venom, Aggression, and Kang for months. Yeah, I couldn't do Kang for that long. I'd do Kang one time and be done. 2, 3. You play on the plane? No. I play video games on the plane. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I tried, and there's just not enough space, and I start getting tired and whatnot and get frustrated. There was a guy I was following on Instagram that would literally play Marvel Champions on planes. I was like, man, more power to you, dude. That's amazing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Bunch I have a few of. And maybe I would play them because I don't care if I lose stuff on them because I just don't play them enough. But maybe I would, you know? Also, I like these boxes, but at the same time, they get tight, dude. Help your kids with your homework. That's hilarious. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. Got that back in. I also, like, I weirdly cannot wait to fill this box out. Let's finish the Bobby verse. Not sure what tackle next. Maybe Joe Abercrombie. Oh yeah, Abercrombie, like his older stuff is really good. I'm not a big fan of his newer stuff. It's not bad, but his older stuff, like the Blade trilogy or whatever, was really good. Definitely worth looking into, in my opinion. I always thought it'd be funny if like somebody bought out a row of plane seats and just played like something massive on all of it. Be hilarious to me. I glue two Dragon Shield boxes together and can make two decks of Marvel Champions. And Bugs a small footprint and it can be done. One deck dungeon, wild. One deck dungeon's good. I had it on my phone and I liked it. I don't know if it's still there. All right, Keith, take care of me. But one deck dungeon, I liked it on my phone a lot. I play a lot of video games on my phone too. That and my Switch, because like I have a Steam Deck. I like it, but it takes up so much space. The Switch one can just do so well. Campfire Delve reminds me of One Deck Dungeon. Yeah, Campfire Delve was so good. I still have to do the last scenario, but it's so enjoyable. I want to get like a bigger solution for it to store things though, so I can put sleeve cards in. I think that's like the next thing to really do with it. So, all right, chat, I gotta get out of here. So, appreciate you all hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for being here. We'll be live again Friday. I'll see what I do. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll figure it out. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you had a good one, and I will see you all Friday. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.